Hi, good morning. This is Ken Kapp over here in Milwaukee, sitting in my man cave, trying to make my first ever video. So appreciate your patience, and want to give thanks right off to the Chipper Valley Writers Guild for being so kind as to putting one of my stories in your issue 4 magazine and two others in the online edition. And extra thanks for the interview that followed the two stories online. More thanks go out to Eric for being nice enough to have the patience with me in putting together your issue 4 virtual gallery tour. I think it's going to be a wonderful thing when we all get out there to share what we look like and what we're thinking. And he has to say a few words about the stories themselves. I tend to write from, how would you say, ideas, if you want, little epiphanies that may come when I'm walking the dog or when I wake up in the morning. If the question is interesting, just like a question when I was a mathematician, if it's an interesting question and if I could wrap my hands around it, if I could frame it, so to speak, it may be appropriate with pictures, then I write about it. And if it doesn't work, then I ball the paper up, throw it in the garbage can or in the recycle bin on the PC. In any case, there's some basis in fact, I guess, or incidents that provoke the stories. Often walking the dog down the alleys here in Milwaukee, you'll pass, photo album that someone cleaned out of the attic. And I always thought that was kind of sad, the end of a family history or saga. So that's where one story came from. And my wife picked up a little locket in a resale shop and it had a picture inside. And I thought, oh, that's another kind of sadness that you may come across. And I think the other story may have come from the back brain, something from childhood, because we didn't take pictures too often and didn't have too many of those childhood memories. So I recreate, if you want, others. And that's about it for the picture stories. And since Eric made the mistake of saying, if you want to read something, feel free to do that. I thought maybe I would read a little micro story. You may be able to guess that I'm Jewish, and to write a short story, when you're used to writing novels, it's tough. To write flash stories is even tougher. And to write a micro story, which is supposed to be 100 words or less, that's even more of a challenge. So I think I did it with this one, and it comes from a phrase I heard always since Friday, and I thought that was peculiar, maybe something the modern generation, which is tick-tock very fast. And so I thought, let me see what I could do with that. Here's a story. Thank you for your patience. It's called Always Since Friday. Always since Friday, Stan remembered how Cindy had looked at Hank. He swallowed. Do you love him? Well, Cindy's jaw went up and down rapidly, her tongue circulating the wad of gum as if it were in a front-loading washing machine. Well, always, at least since Friday, since that's the first time we met. She paused, blowing a tiny bubble that made a small pop. Stan nodded, knowing what she meant. They had been an item for 2 months until last Friday. On the second date, he had asked if she would always love him. She had answered, well, always. That's the story. Thank you for your patience. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful 2021 and going forward.